Every now and again there's a guitar riff that comes out, and it doesn't matter what style of music you play or how good at guitar you are, you just want to learn it. Now this riff in particular I learned for a student when I had to teach him it, I think on the day that the song came out, but I've since learned it again after seeing some clips of the artist recording it in the studio, and it's even better than I thought. Honestly, it might be the most addictive riff I've learned in a good few years. Now the song's had another lease of life recently as a re-release with Olivia Dean on one of the verses, and it's just gone to #1. It's currently #1 in the UK charts at the moment, so I thought it'd be a good idea to show you how to play it. Also, what's with all the old songs in the charts? I was checking the top 10 out to prep for this video, and I noticed there's songs that are 4 or 5 years old. Is that TikTok's fault? I don't know, I'm probably getting old. But yeah, let me know in the comments if you've noticed this as well. It's pretty good though, longevity for some songs for once, rather than, you know, coming out and then disappearing into nowhere. But as you already know, the song is Rein Me In by Sam Fender and Olivia Dean. I'm Joe Garrett, welcome to the channel. We're going to get into it, but please, before we do, can you hit the subscribe button and the bell icon if you want to be notified about more content like this. As with most of my tutorials, we're going to break down every guitar part in the song, build it up, and have some close-up shots with some tabs as well. So let's dig in. Okay, so we're going to get stuck in first with the main riff, because that's the bit everyone wants to learn. But yeah, it's going to be, this one's a bit tricky. You need to know how to hammer on and slide, also play with a swing feel and some alternate picking, just to make it really sort of sit in the groove. But yeah, there will be other parts. If you can't quite get this riff, there's going to be the chords, sort of the acoustic strummed chords. There's a harmony part as well, so there's something for everyone. So yeah, the first riff, it actually is the first thing you hear in the song. So you'll hear this hammer on from an open B onto a 7, sliding straight into a 9. So 3 notes in one sort of motion. So we're going to pick that on a upstroke, and then an open E right after. Then you're going to go first finger back down to the 7 on the B string, and an open E after it. So all together. This is almost like you're passing your 3rd finger to your 1st finger. And it's a swing feel. So instead of sort of, you're getting, so instead of bat, 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 you're getting bat, 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 bat for the whole song. I'll show you the chords just quickly, because that's a really easy way of explaining it, because it's down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. Okay, now once we've done that little lick, that is the tail on the end of the riff. So that happens every single time, but this time we're going to go into, so we've landed on our 1st finger on the 7th fret of the B string. You can leave that around that area, you can even leave it down if you want, and put your middle finger on the 8th fret of the G string. And then you're going to go between your G, B and E string. So 8 on the G string, 7 on the B string, open on the E string. So think of the strings as G, B, E, B, G, B, E, B. And I'm going down, up, down, up. Now just move that down 2 frets. So it does it twice each. And if we join the first bit on, now leave your middle and your 1st finger on the 6 and 5, and put your 3rd finger on the D string 7th fret. Actually, I lied, take your 1st finger off. So you've got 7 on the D string, 6 on the G string, and this is where it gets a bit tricky because you've got some string skipping in there. Now we go in again, if we think of our strings, because our left hand doesn't change. So it's D, B, G, E, B. Yeah, D, B, G, E, B, and then repeats. It does it 3 times, but on the last B that you hit, that's the start of the beginning riff. So we're going. And then it starts again, loops round. So that starts on the 1, and we're going down, up, down, up, up, down, up, down, up, up, down, up, down, up, up. And that's your main riff. Now for the harmony part, we're going up higher, and we're going to hold a chord shape, a triad. We're going to go 13 on the G string, 12 on the B string, and 14 on the E string. And we're going to do the same sort of thing. Now this doesn't have the riff at the beginning, so just go straight in on this 1. And I'm going down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. And that's strings, G, B, E, B, G, B, E, B. And then you're going to slide up, well not slide up, but move up to 16, 14, 16 on those same 3 strings and pick the same thing. Okay, and then we're going to move down to 11, 9, and 12 on those 3 strings, G, B, and E. And then this is where we use the same sort of pattern as we were doing earlier down here. But now we're going to go. And do it 4 times because the riff doesn't happen. So we get down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, up. Yeah, so same picking pattern as we did earlier, but we're going to be doing G, B, G, E, B. And I'm not saying notes, I'm just saying the strings you pick because you're going to hold the chord exactly there. So that's where that riff would go underneath that or on top of that, because this is a bit hidden in the mix. I actually thought it was a 12 string he was playing when I first heard it. It may well be in the mix, but I think it's this high part on top that makes it really sound nice, jangly. Okay, so another important part is the bass line. Now I think it may actually be played on guitar before the drums come in, but he's definitely using some sort of 5-string bass, I think, because he drops down to the low B. I'm not going to do that here. I'm doing everything on this guitar today, just to have a 1 guitar experience. But yeah, we're going to adapt the notes. If it drops down to a low B, we'll just come up to the B we were using before. Okay, so you should be able to hear where that's changing. So we start off, I'm just going to use muted, palm muted single notes down low. But yeah, you'd play this on the bass. Actually, even when I show you the full recording, I'll probably be playing it on bass. But anyway, this is it on guitar. So we're going to go 2nd fret on the A string. And you're going to hit that twice. And that 4 was on the E string, and then we come back to the A2. So 3rd finger's going to go to 4 on the A string. And you're going to hit that twice again and slide out. And as we slide out, we're going to hit a low open E. Then 2nd fret with our 1st finger on F sharp, 2nd fret on the low E string. Going to hit it twice and then climb up to 4 and then 5 on the E string. And then we get into our triplet, so we're going to go 5, 5, 4, 2, just fall back down. And then the riff is exactly the same again on the repeat, except for the first 2 notes. Or or the first 3 notes, is on the G sharp, which is the 4th fret with our 3rd finger on the low E string. So we go. Now that's the point on that B, 2nd fret on the A string, where they drop to probably the 5th string on the bass to make an open B, which is an octave lower. We can't do this on this guitar. So we're going to climb up and just play the rest of the riff just like we did in the first half. So now into the parts that you may want to learn as well. They're just optional extras, I would say. We've got an acoustic guitar part, which again, I'm going to play on this guitar, and we're going to make it sound like an acoustic guitar. But yeah, this is the part you would learn if, for example, you're a singer-songwriter or you do covers online. You might want to do the acoustic guitar chords like this and sing over the top of it. Now, I actually call these singer-songwriter chords because they're very easy in the key of E. We've basically always got an open B and an open E ringing out, and we use our thumb for the bass note of the chord. And then we're either going to use our middle finger if it's a major, or our 1st finger on the G string if it's a minor. So in this case, we've got a B major. So it's 7, 9, 9, 8, 0, 0. I'm going to put a chord box up here somewhere so you can see it. But our thumb's doing the 7, and then we've got basically these fingers making an E major shape. And yeah, we're in the key of E, so the open B and E are absolutely safe. Now we're going to strum that. If you're using your fingers, you could go, you sort of thumb the bass note and then strum up with your index finger. Or if you're strumming with a pick, start down low and do your upstrokes on the high strings maybe, just for that accent. But yeah, it's that swung sort of quaver rhythm all the way through. Then we're going to move 2 frets higher and change it to a minor shape. So we'll swap our middle finger on the G string for our 1st finger. Then down to the 2nd fret, minor shape. And then on the last beat of this, we're going to go 2 frets higher for a G sharp minor shape. So from that chord, from the F sharp. And then our last chord is the A, which is the 5th fret, and you're going to turn this into a major, so swap your 1st finger for your middle finger on the G string. And then on the repeat, it does the same as the bass line. Instead of a B, you're going to then go to your G sharp instead, just for that 1st chord. So. And then go back to the start again. Okay, so for the final part, we've got a lead part. Now this is the bit that made me learn how the riff is actually played. I can't remember how I was doing it before, but I wasn't starting with an open B and then sliding, or hammer sliding, I don't think. But I saw Sam Fender play this on Instagram, I think. It was like a clip of him playing it in the studio. I think he was playing it on like a 335 or something. But we get... we got a bit of vibrato on the bar as well. Let's go on to a different pickup. Okay, so we start it like we do the normal riff. But then we're going to go down to the B string 4th fret with our 3rd finger and bend up half a step. And we're going to hit the 2 on the E string while that bend is still holding and ringing out. Then we're going to hit the bend again while it's up there, so a pre-bend, and release it. Oh no, we're not going to. We're going to hit both of those strings, so the E and the B string. Yeah, just sort of release it like that. Then you're going to go first finger on the B string, but you're going to bend it so that you can catch the open E with it as well. And then open B and E together, and then give it a bit of a shake on your whammy bar. And then it holds off for a bar, and then you catch 1 on the G string to 2 on the G string with open B and E's ringing out on both. Bit more whammy bar action, but I go down, up, just real lightly. And then finally, it's as if the riff's going to start again and do that bend again, but it cuts itself off, just plays the riff. And that's it, that's all the lead parts. Thanks so much for checking the video out, guys. I hope that's been helpful. Let me know in the comments if there's any other songs you want me to do a tutorial video on, and I'll check them out. And yeah, I will see you next time.